Hi, welcome to my kitchen. Thanks for coming in and cooking with me, Andrea. Today I call prep day. I'm going to be making black beans from scratch, and I'm also going to be making a pot of rice. Right now I want to show you how we're going to start our beans, and then we'll come back and check them. Very important, I took and soaked my bag of beans, and I'll put the description on the I'll put the list on my description of what we used. But beans, I soaked them overnight, drained them, put them in this pot. It's a black bean, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like. And it's flavoring my water right now. I'm going to take this ham hock, it's frozen. I'm just going to drop it right in here. I'm going to make just a little place for it. Then I'm going to take a whole white onion. I do not like onions, but I like the flavor of an onion. If you cut it this way, so it seeps in, and leave this part, it won't break up in your beans. But if it did, I could just pick it out, no big deal. It would be in big enough pieces. This little pot is going to be full. I'm going to go ahead and take and get a tablespoon of oregano, 1 tablespoon. I'm going to get 1 teaspoon of cumin. I can always go back and put more in, but I want to do it this way. These are going to be great spices. I'm also going to take a tablespoon of, a little bit over a tablespoon of my beef granules here. And what I'm going to do is put it on the stove. I am going to cook it only on medium high, and then drop it to a simmer. I want my beans to do a low boil, is what I would like them to do. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up all the seasonings, and as soon as the water gets hot, they'll go ahead and be incorporated, and they'll taste great. So I'm anticipating about 3 hours for my beans to cook. Like I said, I have them on high right this second. As soon as that, oh, I hear it already starting to warm up. I'm going to drop it down to a medium high, and then drop it down to a medium, and we'll let them cook. Important thing with beans though is that you have to check the water level. Because I have a whole bag of beans in there, I'm going to have to be very careful, because I don't want anything to burn. So I used this smaller pot so you guys could see in the pot and see it. You might want to use just a stock pot that's a little bit bigger, but this will fit perfectly fine, because the bean will expand a little bit more. But because we soaked the beans overnight, I don't feel we have to cook them as high. We could do more of a slower boil. I think it infuses the flavor better. So we'll be back in an hour to check our beans, and we'll have to add water, because as they boil, they're going to take away from the liquid. And like I said, I don't want them to burn. So we'll be back in about an hour. Welcome back. We're checking our beans. We're 40 minutes into the cooking process. You can see the bean water level was here. It's gone down. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some water. I added 2 cups. That's good enough. So about every 40 minutes, because my pot is really full. About every 40 minutes, you'll have to add water until they're done, or until I take the onion out. As soon as I take the onion out, it's going to give it a little bit more room. But because I have my onion and I have my ham hock in there, it takes some pan room. But this is doing really good. So just keep doing what you're doing. We're at a medium boil. It's boiling good. We're 40 minutes in. We'll be back in another 40 minutes. Welcome back. We're checking beans. We got our beautiful black beans going. I moved it off the heat so you could see the color. They're beautiful. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a taste of the liquid first. Okay, we have good flavor. In my opinion, what I would do is I would take and add one more. I'm going to do bouillon, because the bouillon will give it a seasoning. I'm a little short here. Gotta reach high. I'm going to do 1 more teaspoon of bouillon. Now I'm also going to check, I want to check the bean too. I want to see how soft the bean is. Not done. Doing great, but not done. So I went ahead and I'm going to go ahead. I got 2 cups of water here. I'm going to add 2 cups in. I'm going to take and put I'm going to put a little bit more beef seasoning. I don't need too much. I want it mostly for the salt because I still have my ham hock in there. So my ham hock's giving it a little bit of flavor. But every time you add something or you add more water to it, you know, the flavor will start to seep out or dissipate because the water evaporates into the air. So basically I want a flavorful bean, and I'm just basically doing that. That's my salt content because I already have my onion and everything else in there. Honestly, we're going to put this back on. We'll be back in 40 more minutes. We added more water. That's the 3rd time I've added more water. So just as long as you make sure you add your water, don't let your beans burn, you'll be perfectly fine. Back in 40 minutes. Welcome back. Okay, we're into 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm going to check and see the bean juice. Boy, that sure didn't come out. I was going to check and see how the bean juice tasted. Excellent. Last time we were here, 40 minutes ago, we added 1 more teaspoon of beef bouillon. Tastes excellent. I know the bean is not done. I know for a fact. It's going to take at least 1 more hour for this to be done. It's not bad, but it needs at least 1 hour. Because I can taste the skin. And as low as I boil them, one thing good about a medium boil, the skins just soften so nicely versus if you rapidly boil them. Sometimes I have to rapidly boil because I don't have enough beans, so I've had to do it. I'm going to go ahead and, if you can see the water line here, how it's went from here to here. Beans are great. Nothing's burned. I'm going to add 2 more cups of water. Now remember, in the 40 minutes that we're gone, you may want to go ahead and you have to check your water level. I check mine every 20 minutes, but I show you guys every 40 minutes. So 20 minutes after we put 2 cups in, I had to put another 2 cups in. I will probably have to put another 2 cups in, but I want to try not to do as much water as we draw near to cooking because it'll keep all the flavor. I wanted to show you, still have my ham hock in there. I took my onion out. It was starting to fall apart, so I didn't want onion pieces in my stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and put this back on, and we'll be back in 40 minutes. Welcome back. Beans are done. It took me about 3.5 hours to get these guys done. They are delicious. They smell delicious. We've all had a bite of them, but that's how they look. Fantastic. The bean juice is really good. Wanted to point out, this is how much they boiled since we were on film last time. So it's a good 2 inches that has come down, and this is what we're going to end up plating the beans and storing the beans with. But I'm going to give a fast taste, even though I've already tried them a couple times. Nice and hot. Fantastic. Bean is done. It's delicious. Excellent. The juice is really good to the bean. You're going to enjoy this. This is 2 pounds of beans. That's a lot of beans. So what we're going to do is we're going to have some with dinner, and then I'm going to package these up. So next time I come back and I say, hey, I have some black beans, this is where the black bean came from. I also want to let you know my ham hock is not going to go to waste. We can do 2 things with the ham hock. We can go ahead and cut it up, and we could eat it now, which I'm going to give it a bite. Absolutely excellent. We can chop some of the meat up and put it in here, or we could just leave it to the side and we'll all just take a piece of it. It did its job. It flavored the beans really well, not overpowering them. And so that's a good flavoring agent. But nothing goes to waste. Everything is good. So if you like the content of my fresh made black beans, please like and subscribe, and please enjoy them.